Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Mag Show. Today, we are going to be talking about one of my most anticipated games of the year. That would be Mafia The Old Country. No, not just because I'm Italian, because I love the series. I've always enjoyed the series, but there's something rather shocking that came out of this announcement today. They released a gameplay trailer, which I'm showing right now on the screen. They are dropping this game at $50 US. This is an unprecedented move by a company like Take-Two, which, for example, also within a calendar year are releasing Borderlands 4 at $70, and of course GTA 6, and Lord knows that GTA 6 is not going to be anything under $80, might even be $90, might even be $100 for all I know. However, Colt Eastwood and I had talked about that the game might be $80, and we just speculated, said, what if they add on the GTA Online for another $20, $100, you get both combined, and then eventually they're going to sell the online portion completely separate. Again, that is just speculation, that is not fact. But either way, what is bringing on these strange fluctuations in price? Now, what we know about this game is that it is a linear, narrative-driven experience. Something in the vein of a Resident Evil style campaign where you're going to be going for, let's say, anywhere between 10 to 15 hours, and it's not going to be open world like Mafia 3 was. That's the other thing, funny enough. Mafia 3, which was a much more expansive open world game, was $60. Isn't that wild? Like, have you ever seen a game where it comes out, I mean, minus DLC, of course, where an actual game comes out for $60, and then all of a sudden, years later, the next one comes out for less? That doesn't make much sense to me, but either way, I have a feeling and I have a theory as to why this is happening. Now, Strauss Zelnick himself had talked about this situation this very year, and actually he hinted at it last year as well. And this is where I'm going to put the pieces together. When he was talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, he was specifically mentioning that their games should be priced based on the time spent in the game and, of course, the expansiveness of the game. So when he was talking about how GTA could possibly, he never said for sure, but obviously we now know for sure that GTA 6 is going to be a much more expensive game than what the other games have cost. Now, that being the case, that's when people started speculating, oh man, GTA 6 could be $100 at this point because of the amount of quality and entertainment you'll be able to get out of that one game, right? So they were all based on that. So now if you look at something like this, now you got Borderlands 4, which is a $70 game. You know that's an open world, a looter shooter, that kind of thing, whatever. And therefore, that being the case, he has it appropriately priced at $70. We also know that, I mean, we could speculate that GTA 6 is going to be a heck of a lot bigger than Borderlands 4 in terms of size and scope. And then on top of that, you have the GTA Online portion. That is where you could charge more for that. So I think what he's doing is that he is basing his pricing scheme on how much you could get out of the game. He's not going to sit there and analyze how long it took people to finish it, but I think he's looking at, again, the size and scope of the game, and that is where these prices are coming from. That's the only thing that I could deduce from it. So now what I'm thinking is this: if you're an achievement hunter or a trophy hunter, even a 10-hour experience or even a 12-hour, very tight linear experience, not open world, basically not entirely corridor either, it'll just give you like smaller areas to be able to move through, is very, again, reminiscent of Resident Evil. Resident Evil, you could finish, technically, I'm like, right now I'm going back, I'm playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I think I'm about 5 hours in and I'm almost finished the game. But they invite you to do multiple playthroughs if you want to get better weapons, more challenges, more achievements or trophies. If you're in that, if you want to go for your platinum trophy or your 1,000 out of 1,000, you have to do multiple playthroughs. I think Resident Evil 4 Remake, I think I must have done about 6 or 7 playthroughs. Resident Evil Village, I think I did 8 playthroughs, right? So you could squeeze as much juice out of this as you're willing to do at the end of the day. So that's the way I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking that's the same thing here. You'll be able to play this game, probably finish it in a day and a half or whatever else, or 2 days, and finish the campaign, enjoy the story, and then you'll be able to go back and do some challenges, do some different things, but play on a harder difficulty, play with only one gun and no healing or whatever, and design it, like I said, very similar to a Resident Evil style game. And I think that that's something that might be the case here, where if I'm going for a platinum or I'm going for my 1,000 out of 1,000 achievements, this game might last me a month, right? Because I might have to play through it 5 or 6 times by the end of it. And then, of course, I get everything I wanted out of the game and my money's worth on top of that. But Either way, I find it very intriguing that twice this year now with games, certainly most anticipated games like Expedition 33 was $50, and then now Mafia The Old Country is $50. It kind of balances out in the long run. Mind you, Expedition 33 is a hell of a lot longer than what this game is proposed to be. But still, it's interesting to see this dynamic going forward. I want to know from you if you find that interesting and how much you think the pricing scheme for other Take-Two games coming out in 2026 are going to be, including GTA 6. And I want to know if you're excited for Mafia The Old Country. Madon! Anyways, everybody have yourself a wonderful day and stay magnificent.